Hello beautiful and welcome back to my channel and welcome to this video where we are going to try out the new Cuties collection by Nabla. I have it here. Opened my box, I did take some pictures and I did get it out of the packaging, but I have the whole collection here and we are going to swatch it. We're going to try it on our eyes and on our lips and I'm excited. I'm excited. You know I love Nabla. Nabla is an Italian indie brand and I have a special place in my heart for indie brands and I have a very special place in my heart for European indie brands because I am in Sweden. I just love showing you things that are not necessarily always from North America, but we are just gonna have such a fun time today. I am gonna do 2 looks, one with each palette, and yeah, we're just gonna play and have fun. And if you have not been here before, hello, my name is Angie. I am a lover of fashion and makeup, especially colorful makeup, even though one of these palettes are a bit more neutral, but I have been dipping my toes a bit into neutrals. I'm gonna be honest, I love everything. I love makeup. I love trying makeup, I love reviewing makeup, I love playing with makeup. So if you want to see some more content like that on your timeline, don't forget to subscribe because I upload 5 videos a week. That was a long and winded way of saying that I am excited to be digging into this new Nabla. They did have a cutie collection. This is not the first cutie palettes they've had before. They did have a collection last year and then they had 3 cutie palettes and then they had a collection this year and they have 2 cutie palettes. This first one is called Analog. I'm pretty sure these are $24 if you buy them at Ulta and they're 23.90 euros if you buy them from Nabla. So they're approximately the same price. Of course, if you're in Europe and you're buying them from Nabla sites or Beauty Bay, I will link that as well down below. VAT is already included, but if you're from US and buying from Ulta, taxes will be added at the checkout. But this is what the first one looks like. This is the Analog palette. I really like how this looks with the black edge. I think that this is a really like analog, like a, is it called negative in English as well? Because in Swedish you would say negative. Is that how it's said? This is a 6-pan palette that is a warm clayey neutral palette. This, I like this because it has 2 dark shadows, 1 light shadow, 2 mid-tone mattes, and then like in mid-tone duochrome peach to gold. If there's gonna be a neutral palette, I like this. They also had the platinum palette last year and that was like a cool tone taupey palette. One of the best palettes I tried in 2020. If you like cool tone neutrals, I definitely recommend the platinum palette. They did have a neutral palette from before. I think it's called the Cutie Palette Nude and this is the Cutie Palette Analog. The nude palette is more of a neutral palette. Maybe I can show you. I have them here. Why am I talking to you like I don't have them here? I have them here. Okay, so this is the collection. This is the collection. This is what I'm talking about. This is the first cutie palette that they came out with. This is the nudie one. It is a neutral one with like some rose gold. Let me show you the difference of these two. I mean, the Analog one is darker and warmer and the other one is more like rose gold with like gold shimmer. This one does have a matte black though, although it is not a matte black. It is they call it a latex formula, but it's basically like the Natasha Denona cream to powder. That's the kind of formula. I think, does this one have that? I don't think that this one has that kind of a formula just from looking at it, but I do think that this one, the Cutie Midnight, this is the blue one. I think that this one has that. I could be wrong, but I feel like this Air one could be. I haven't swatched them yet, but maybe it's not, to be honest. I will let you know towards the end of the video where I think about it, but this is a blue palette and unfortunately it has a pop of bronze. I wish it didn't have that. Listen, a colorful palette doesn't need a pop of neutral. If it's gonna be just one neutral, at least let it be a matte, wider matte black. What am I gonna do with a bronze metallic? I'm not gonna do a colorful crease with a bronze shimmer lid. It's not gonna happen. I kind of wish that that one wasn't here. I will say though, the other colors in here look spectacular. This Sapphire is a Klein blue, like seems so shimmery metallic. Cannot wait to wear this Sapphire. Cannot wait, but I'm actually gonna play with the neutral one first. This was the platinum one that I was talking about. This was the one that came out last year. You see what I mean with like the cool tone taupey neutral palette? This is a beautiful palette. This is also a wonderful palette. This is the Coral palette. This, if it's gonna be a pop of neutral, at least let it be 2 neutrals so that I can have 2 neutrals and let the neutral be a dark, like that I can live with. That I can live with. That bronze is actually more of a duochrome as well with like a reddish base. This is so far my favorite of the cutie palettes. This is the one that's called Wild Berry. This one has a duochrome down here, super beautiful pink metallic, a couple of mattes. I do think that this Incense here is that cream to powder formula. I like it, but I know it's not for everyone, but personally I think it's a beautiful one. And this is the Metropolitan palette. My bad. This is like a coral plum brown palette. This is a really beautiful palette, but I will say that out of the Cutie palettes, I think that so far, this one and the nude one are my least favorite ones. Not because this is bad quality. This isn't bad quality either. It's just not a color story that I'm particularly drawn to in a way that I'm like, oh, I can't wait to play with that, in the way that I feel about the other ones. Okay, is that it? No, we have these as well. Oh, I almost forgot. These, they call the Cupid's arrows. These are multicolored pencils. They come in a bunch of different colors. They've had these before as well. These can be used as eyeshadow bases if you blend them out. They can be used as like eyeliners. This beautiful blue one, like look at this. And they can also be used as lip colors. I think I'm gonna see if I can use this lighter brown as a lip color today. I have used them as lip colors before because this is not the first time they come up with this product. They do have these before, and these are great quality, and I'm really excited that they're coming up with more shadows. I hope we'll be able to see even more colors of these in the future because this is actually a really beautiful product. And yeah, we are gonna try out the other ones as well. You've seen the swatches now, what they look like, and I'm just excited. I like Nabla, I really do. I think Nabla has amazing quality. They haven't really been releasing that much throughout this last year, which tells me that maybe 2020 was a bit restricting for them, so I'm happy to see them releasing some more fun things. They did have that skin tint. I did do a video reviewing and ranking my skin tints. If you didn't see that, I did include the Nabla one there. Okay. Oh, by the way, just so there's no misconceptions, I do get some PR from Nabla, but I have not received any PR from Nabla for almost a year now, so it's safe to say that I'm no longer on the Nabla PR list. So I did buy these items myself. I bought them from the Nabla site itself, but if you are not living in Europe, it might be easier to buy them either on Ulta or Beauty Bay, depending on where you are in the world, but I will link all the places down below. Now, let's zoom in, and I'm gonna start with the analog one. So I'm gonna use this Cupid's arrow in number 5. It doesn't say a name of it here, it just says number 5, and it is like a mid-tone beige. Yeah, it seems like a milk chocolate. These do dry down matte, so they are like a matte lipstick, but in like a more precise crayon. Okay, so this is where we are, and by the way, these have a sharpener at the bottom. So if you're ever wondering like, oh, how do I keep this sharp? It actually comes with a sharpener. Okay, let us dig into this one. I want to use all 3 of these mattes because I feel like that. Can we try all of it? Let's make it a mission to try all of these. So I'm gonna do contact sheet all around my eye. I'm gonna deepen it up with this one. That is what we're gonna start with. I'm actually gonna use a Nabla brush. This is a precision soft crease. This is from the nude brush set. If you want to get some really nice brushes, actually Nabla makes really great brushes. And also, when this is going up, there should still be brushes available in the Rephr concept store because they restocked a crease set that is like such a good set with all my favorite Rephr brushes in one set. So that is also available. I will remind me to leave a link to that down below because that brush set, it's like life. If you're ever wondering like what brushes I recommend, that set is the main set I recommend. It is literally the best brushes. It is my favorite brushes, and it will help you so much with any kind of makeup look, to be honest. It just really makes things easy. And as soon as all of my number 13 brushes are all dirty, that's when I know I need to clean my brushes because that is my absolute favorite brush. I would say that this is like also a lighter milk chocolate, but this is more on the warmer side. Or maybe this is an actual milk chocolate and this is more on the taupey side. Okay, I'm taking that camera roll that is the darker of the warm browns, and I'm just gonna tuck that into like just the lower part of the crease. And I'm using this brush. I really like this for more like it looks like it's gonna be the totally wrong brush, but I actually really like putting this in my crease because it's so fluffy but still detailed and long. I like it. This is also from Nabla. This is a large blender. Same brush set, but it is a really nice brush. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of this darker shade camera roll, and I'm basically gonna, yeah, just, you can see the difference that I'm just deepening it up a little bit more, and I'm gonna do that under my eyes as well. There is something about a really sultry brown eye. I say it's not for me, but then every time I get it on, I'm like, I do like how it looks on me. I do. The more I'm looking at this dark room, by the way, I love that this color is named dark room. Is this yeah, this is probably one of the latex shades, the cream to powder. I could see, yeah, I could see in the pan that it had a different texture, and when I pick it up I can see that it is a bit more creamy. Wow. Wow, that is such a pretty color together with this. I'm gonna... Listen, I always go overboard with the dramaticness. This is... This is not news. If you've been on my channel before, I love to take things from everyday appropriate till Halloween in 5 seconds. It's just the way I am. It's the person I am. So I'm gonna try and not do that today, but I can't make any promises. I'm already entering Halloween town. Will say these, they are beautiful on the eyes because they don't apply patchy because of the creamy status. Oh, I have a soft drink. But they can have a little bit of fallout. So just keep that in mind, but you can see that it applies so creamy and pigmented and it's so easy to work with, but there can be a little bit of fallout. So I think I'm gonna keep it like this. Maybe I'll do a little bit of that same thing just in the outer part of my lower lashes. Not too far in, just a little bit, to keep on with the theme. That is stunning. It really is. I mean, there is no denying that that is very, very pretty. I'm gonna clean this brush off and I'm gonna see if I can buff on this edge without spreading it too far. I'm not too concerned about how it looks here because I'm gonna cover that up. I never end up spending too much blending places that I know I'm gonna cover up. Listen, save yourself some time. Don't blend places that you know you're gonna cover up. Like for an instance, if I'm doing a cut crease, I'm not gonna blend the place that I'm putting concealer on. Like it's just time wasted. But yeah, this is what it's gonna end up looking like. I really like this a lot. I think what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna do this noise, which seems very textured and beautiful. I'm gonna take a smaller brush and I'm definitely gonna spray it. And I'm gonna put that on the outer half of the lid just so we can have something shimmery going on out here. Wow, that is such a perfect color together with that like cream to matte. And now I'm doing the overexposed, which is that like peach to gold duochrome. It picks up a little bit flaky, so I definitely think that this will benefit from being sprayed a bit if I spray the brush and not the air. And I'm gonna put that on the inner half. I will say it is a little bit flaky and I personally usually prefer something that is not. But I do know that for a lot of people that is their favorite shimmery formula, something that's like a little flaky and textured. For me, I prefer something that's like not as flaky as that. I prefer something that's smoother than this. But that could be that I am a little bit older and I have a little bit of texture and I just like when things are not that on my lids. I'm using the 35mm now. And I'm putting that as my inner corners and just running it a little bit on my lower lashes to meet up and to brighten this space. But yeah, that is gonna be the look. I like it a lot. It is a warm, peachy, smoky brown eye. Definitely. I think it's really, really pretty. I will use this one as well. Should I use that in my waterline just so we can see how it looks? This is the darker of the colors. That's almost like a plummy brown. Which number is this? This is number 7. Okay, so this is the look with mascara, and I did top a bit of this apricot like peachy shade just with my fingers. Like I put a bit on with my fingers and it became a little bit more smoother, and I really do like how this looks. But like I said, I do prefer something that is smooth like this one and the inner corner shade over something that's a little bit more flaky, but that is a personal preference, and I know other people prefer when it's more textured like this because they love the effect that it gives. Okay, so this is the finished look, and I really like this. I mean, for being a brown look, I really like this. I'm gonna wear this for the entirety of today. I like when a palette gives you options, even though it's smaller, because this one you have 3 matte shadows, and you can keep it lighter if you want to, because this is still enough to give some definition in the crease, even up to, like, I would say a medium or a dark medium. You can still get a little bit of a hint in the crease, and it still goes so deep with this one. And I love that this is a cream to powder, because it is that dark one, so you don't get the patchiness. I think this looks, like I told my friends, it is like blended and so pretty, but still brown, and I like it. There's a little bit of peachiness in this one, but you can make the most amazing brown smoky eye just putting this all over the lid and just some of this in the crease, and just, that would be so sexy. Why do I feel like I've glued my eyes together? Is this a super exciting palette? Not really, but if you're looking for a small, neutral brown palette that is slightly warm leaning, and you wanted to have a 50-50 matte and shimmers, this is good quality. These are nice. I used all the shadows. I think all of them are nice, and yeah, let's just dig into the blue look. I could probably use this one in number 6, the blue one. I could probably use that as like an eye base, but I kind of want to see how these shadows behave on like a base that I know. So I think we'll use this as an eye base under our eyes at the end of the look. Also, I did film this face tutorial and the brow tutorials as something, I don't know, Instagram TVs or maybe Reels. I'm not sure, for my Instagram. So if you want to see some more things from me, don't forget to follow my Instagram. I do upload. I try to upload daily on my Instagram, and I'm trying to put more effort into my Instagram. And I don't put up the same things on my Instagram as I do on my YouTube channel. So if you want to see more tutorials, more looks, more makeup, follow me on my Instagram. Okay, I'm just gonna put some normal eye primer on, and we can start with the blues. I'm gonna use this one from Natasha Denona because, as you can see, this is pretty peach, and that's gonna help with the blue, because if I use something that's actually my undertone, you can see my undertone is a bit warmer than this primer. There is a risk that the eyeshadows might pull a little bit green, because if you mix blues with yellows, you get green. Okay, I'm gonna try this Air one in the crease because it seems like it is a light blue. Maybe it could be a cream to powder, or a little bit more creamy, because it seems to have that texture. Yeah, definitely more of a creamy shadow, but with the matte textures. I'm just gonna put a little bit of that as a transition shade, because I think it's gonna really help with the look. I love when you get pastels like this included in a colorful palette, because that means that you can do an all matte look and just still use colors. I really do appreciate this, because if I put this in the crease now and then I use the blue hour, the darker one, to deepen this up, and then put this on the lid, that's gonna be an amazing like all matte look. I can already tell. I do want to play with as many of these shadows as possible though, so it's not really what we're gonna do today, but I'm just letting you know, those kind of pastel shades on the lid with the colorful matte and the crease, that's just an incredible look. Okay, let's use this dark blue now. I'm using a very small brush, and I'm trying to begin with a little area, and then I'll blend it out as we go. I will say there is a very big gap between the light and the dark one. I mean, since they are the same tone, you will definitely be able to blend them in together as long as this dark blue is a good quality, but it does take a little bit more effort when the shades are this far apart, like depth-wise. That's why I personally would have preferred that if this Marseille was just a mid-tone blue, like something that's in between those, that would have made this palette as versatile as the other palette that we tried. Well, my yesterday, your like a couple of minutes ago, because that one had 3 mattes and more of a gradient. I'm just going over a little bit with the bigger brush, and I'm gonna go back and forth now until I have these pretty much blended out. Okay, let's use Sapphire, the bright blue metallic, on my lid. Ooh, that is, sometimes blue eyeshadow is not blue. What people, let me move some brushes. What people call blue is like teals or like darker turquoises or stuff like that, and I'm just so happy to see blue. Klein blue wonderfulness. Big fan. I did spray my brush to begin with. It does make it a bit easier to get it not only opaque but also not an intense amount of fallout. Don't want that in my life when we're doing bright blue. But yeah, this is stunning. I mean, there is one that is a bit more of a teal turquoise, this very sparkly shade. Maybe we should do that on the lower lash line just to, you know, try it out. But I do love blue eyeshadow when they're this blue. Blue, blue, blue. Oh, big fan. I'm just pressing and making little small dragging motions to make this as opaque as possible. Did get a little fallout. I'm just flicking that away, and then I'm taking the same small brush as I used for the dark blue matte, and I'm just on the edge with a little additional of the dark blue. I'm just blending these together and just patting and manipulating a little bit to make this edge soften. So what I'm gonna do now is that I'm gonna take a bit of this one. I think I'm gonna pull that on the lower lash line. Maybe I'll just finish this eye up and we can, trying to save us all some time. I'm gonna do this in the waterline. These are really, really creamy and they do set down. And I'm also gonna run this a little bit under here. This one seems a little bit sparkly flaky. That is beautiful though. I'm actually gonna spray it just so I don't get too much fallout. And let's just press that. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, that's really pretty. But yeah, this one, either spraying or a glitter glue, because it's a little bit flaky. I actually really like that they included two different metallic formulas. I'm putting a little bit of the matte blue out here just to tie this together in the outer corner. But I really like that there are two different metallic formulas in this palette. One that is a bit more sparkly like this one, and one that is like more of a smooth metallic. But that is pretty. And I got some fallout. The birds are really going crazy. Can you hear the birds? Why did I put some fallout there? Let me fix that. Meh. I put some mascara on just to make this a bit easier on herself. I'm gonna use this last one that's called Alma. This is actually a Swedish name as well. It's a very typical Swedish name. A lot of grandmothers are named this. It's like my grandmother's generation. A lot of people were named Alma, which is a very sweet and cute name. I love the name. I think this is, I'm gonna use it on a pencil brush. I think this is a iridescent blue, like a duochrome shade. You know, the ones that are like a see-through base and then like a blue. I sprayed it. Yeah, it's definitely that. I sprayed it because those kind of shades, when you want to use them as eyeshadows, they perform so much better if you spray them, because then you can really layer them and get them to look super opaque. If you just want a sheen, or if you don't want it to be this intense, just put it on without spraying it. It's gonna be totally fine. Oh, did I put some here? Maybe that's like pushing it. We don't need that. I'm gonna put on the same lashes as I had yesterday, the Iconics, because they're in front of me and they are my all-time favorite lashes. Okay, I'm going a bit overboard here. Hold. Okay, so that is the finished look. I'm just wearing a gray top today because listen, it is so humid in Sweden today. Like, I'm sticky. You could stick things to my face, to my arms. Like, it's so humid today. I'm actually hoping that we're gonna get just a little bit of a thunder thing to clear the air a bit, because whew, I'm sweaty. But yeah, so this is how I feel about these palettes. I feel these are great quality. These are the normal good Nabla quality. I don't know, and this is just me being a bit cynical, I don't know how unique any of these color stories are to warrant a purchase. I'm happy I have them. I really am. I think both of these palettes are beautiful. I am going to be using both of these palettes. But here's the thing, I also have this one. This is the Melt Blueprint palette. And I also have the Blueberry Muffin. These are the same kind of a color story. Neutrals and blues. And I mean, it's no secret that I prefer the Blueberry Muffin. I think the Blueberry Muffin by BH Cosmetics is one of the best palettes in my collection. It's the same thing, bronze and neutrals together with blues. These are approximately the same price. approximately, give or take a couple of dollars. So if you want something smaller, go for this one. If you want something bigger with more options, go for this one. If it's easier for you to get a hold of either one of these, I don't think you'll be disappointed with any of them. There are definitely, like when I travel, which I am hoping to start doing soon again because I'm getting my second dose real soon. When I travel, I usually pack 2 or 3 of these smaller palettes. I very actually rarely bring something like this. Even though I do pack a suitcase, I often do go for smaller palettes. So for me, this fills a purpose in my collection. Will it fill a purpose in your collection? That's what you need to ask yourself. Do you need this? Because I know how many of you have bought this one. And maybe you're okay with just keeping this one. This one, I actually don't even recommend, because if you want the blue and the neutrals, just get this one. It's a third of the price and equal good quality, in my not so very humble opinion. So I like this new Nabla collection. I'm just thinking, are they too late? Are they too late with this color scheme? It's not bad. They're great quality. They're normal good Nabla quality. I like how they incorporate different textures in the palette, because just in this blue one, you get a cream to powder, you get a powder, you get 2 smooth metallics, you get this duochrome topper, and then you get this super sparkly metallic. Like, it's incredible how many different qualities they get into a palette. And I love that. Same here. You have a metallic, you have this more almost brown cream to powder satin metallic-ish dark beautifulness. It's a beautiful shadow, 3 mattes, and then this flaky duochrome. They are incredible with getting different types of eyeshadows and like just making a 6-pan palette more than a one-trick pony, which is what I think Nabla is doing the best when it comes to palettes. They are really able to bring the variety to a 6-pan palette, and their bigger palettes are really good as well. I'm just thinking with these 2 color schemes, you might own it. That's what I'm saying. They're great quality, they're not that expensive, but you might own it. So look through your collection first so you don't end up buying something you already have. But all in all, I like it. I love this look. I'm gonna be wearing it throughout the day, and I think that's everything. Let me know your thoughts down below. Let me know what you think, because I do know that for a lot of countries, Nabla is a lot easier to get a hold of than some of the other things that I've been showing you here. So you're gonna have to let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you for being here, and I will see you again tomorrow for a new video. Bye!